welcome in to Indie Eyeshadow haul number 6. I have done these in the past, so this is number 6. I will be linking those videos in the description box in case you guys haven't seen them. If you guys are new to my channel and you don't know that I've been doing an eyeshadow palette a day video, it's because I accumulated so many indie brand shadows over the course of 2024 and still into 2025 because I really got into that realm of eyeshadows where previously I was doing like high-end or even drugstore eyeshadows. So I really wanted to diversify my collection and try a bunch of independent brands, but also support more independent brands. So that is what I did in a lot of 2024. And I had so many, I've done several different hauls, but then again, started a series on my channel that was eyeshadow palette a day, testing all of these. So I was testing them on camera with you guys. A lot of these brands were brand new to me, so I was testing the formula for the first time with you guys on camera and forming my thoughts and doing full swatches. But the videos where I've been doing the hauls, we're really just having a good time. Like, I'm showing you the palettes that I've picked up. We're swatching some of them. We're going, ooh, ah. That's pretty much it. I have, how many palettes here? 13 different palettes that I want to go over with you guys this time around. Usually it's anywhere from like 13 to 20 that I've done in the hauls. But again, if you guys haven't seen those other videos, I will link them in the description box in case you guys are interested in seeing them. I haven't swatched any of these. I have opened them. Some of them I got a while ago and just haven't done a haul video in a minute. So I'm excited to swatch them, and some of them are actually slated upcoming eyeshadow palette a day videos. There's 3 in here, maybe even 4 that are slated for like my winter themed palettes. And actually a lot of these are like on the newer side, newer releases. So let's get into it. Let's start off with this one, which is one of the ones that it was slated to go into one of my next eyeshadow palette a day videos. This is from Krypt Cosmetics, and I want to say this came out, oh my gosh, you guys, like 3 months ago. This one is the Atlantis palette. This is their 3rd release, or maybe this was their 2nd release, and their 3rd release is right here. This was the other one that I had from Krypt Cosmetics. So I think I have them all because Krypt Cosmetics' first palette was in 24, I think, and it was the Burnt Forest palette, which was one of my absolute favorites. It came out like in the very beginning of 2024 or maybe 23. Anyway, their packaging is always just so stunning. And let me show you what they always send me every single freaking time. I have a magnetic thing so I can pull out the palettes if I want, and it has this like little chest piece. It's so cute, but it has that little magnet in there and you stick it on, and that helps you to pull the pans out if you want to rearrange them. No other brand has done this, and every single time I order a palette I get another one of these every time. So I think that's a nice touch. Krypt Cosmetics is a Sea Beauty brand, and they just started selling on Sea Beauty Mall as well, because I was getting them from their website, but actually I've picked up all of the palettes from Krypt Cosmetics on their website. Anyway, their packaging is just freaking cool. And then they were the first brand to start doing this. So let me see if I can show you. See all those like that appear to be white shades? They're actually little styrofoam pieces sitting over all of the shimmers. So the first time that I ordered a palette, the Burnt Forest palette, end of 23-24, didn't have these things on it, and one of my favorite shades came shattered, which happens. It's international shipping. These are just loosely pressed anyway. And then the next time I ordered the palette, every one of the shimmers had these on it. Okay, cool. It's cool. It's amazing. It's fabulous. It takes a little bit of time to put them on there, I'm guessing, but it saved the shades. And then after that, I started noticing other brands were doing it, but Krypt Cosmetics was like the first to do it. This is just such like a richly cool toned blue palette, but there's never any like repeating shades in any of these. Like, I love it. You can go kind of neutral because you've got like a brown and this beige shade over here, but then a lot of blues. It's just so much variety. The thing with these is that the shimmers are usually all the same that I've noticed. These ones are like really chunky. So if you don't like really chunky shadows, I don't think you would like it. Now, in these videos, you guys, I'm gonna be honest, I just love swatching little shimmery things. So that's basically what we're gonna do. I do swatch some of the mattes just to get an idea, but I'm not gonna swatch the whole palette. Let's go for Siren, which looks like, oh, hello, heaven. Do you guys see the like silver and blue and purple? These are my favorite kind of multi-chromes. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. Look how smooth. Look at that. Okay, it's chunky. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta rub out the pieces, but it's the kind that just like hangs around for days and days and days. Oh my gosh. Should we do Mermaid? Because I would consider that like a mermaidy shade, but this one is called Mermaid. Oh, another multi-chrome. I could die. I don't even think their palettes are as expensive as some of the other brands that have less multi-chromes in them. I'm telling you guys, you should check out Krypt Cosmetics. Okay? You should check them out. I wish they would give me a discount code to pass along. Maybe I'll reach out to them. All right, Ole Haken. Let's just pretend I said that correctly. Let's go into this little bad boy. You guys, Stop it. Stop, 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 stop. That one's a little bit more chunky and a little bit more powdery than the two above it, but this one was so much smoother than the other two, I think, in general. Yikesity, just so freaking good. This is what I do. I just geek out on all the shimmers is basically like 30 minutes or 40 minutes of me just geeking out on the shimmers. Okay, let's do Jellyfish. Oh, yum. This is like a white base. I don't think it's translucent, but it's definitely a white base. Nope, it's translucent. Duochrome or multi-chrome. Oh, that's a multi-chrome, but great for inner corner. Oh gosh, look at her. Look at her. All right, let's do two of the mattes. Let's do Arc, which is the brown. Look how intense this is. And let's do Coral, which is a lavender matte. Let's just do these two shades. Oh, all the way through. Ah, so good. So good. You guys, stop. Stop, 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 stop. There's so many things I can think of to do with this palette, just immediately. And every one of these freaking little shimmers looks so delish and like something I would totally wear. Maybe not Deluge. That's a little bit extra for like work, which is this one right here. But oh my gosh, you guys, tell me what you think of this palette. So good. All right, I'm done horsing around with that one. I kind of want to like test this thing out, but I think I'll just skip it for now and move on. I like to keep them in their box until I've used them for the first time. I don't know why I'm like that. These top two multi-chromes are intense. I just keep catching the flip on my hand as I'm like moving around. So good. All right, next one, Little Krypt Cosmetics. I think this is a 6-pan. Can't remember what this is. And all of the writing is in Chinese, so you have to see like the inside of the palette for the name if you can't remember. Tulip Dream is this one. And again, the shimmer shades have the little white things on them, which I love. I just thought this was so cute. Like very, very wearable purple and green and just like very spring. I mean, it's not launching in springtime, but how delicious. And this one is again probably translucent, but because it is and it's purple green, I feel like you could pair it with either the purple or the green shades. You know what? Let's just go for all 5. We might as well. It's not that much. Gosh, these mattes are so creamy. So good. Oh gosh. How many colors are there? Purple, blue, orange. What else do I see? Okay, I see pink, blue, orange, all in one shade. Whoa, the flips on these are so much more intense than a lot of other shadows that I have. God, these are so soft. Okay, and this blue one. Are these all multi-chromes? I feel like every one of the ones we've swatched so far have been multi-chromes. You know, a lot of independent brands do like 4 multi-chromes in a palette that's like 20 shades, and then the palette's like $72, you know? And I'm like, you did 4 multi-chromes and you gave me like 7 shimmers and you made the palette $72. And I feel like every time I open Krypt Cosmetics, it's like half the price. Okay, maybe not exactly half the price, but you guys get it. And every one of the shades is freaking multi-chrome. So I'm a really big fan of Krypt Cosmetics because it's one of the few formulas where I feel like equally the mattes and shimmers perform fantastically and I never get a difference. Like I never get a performance issue. Like consistency is key. Pretty bright in here. Might turn down the light a little bit, but oh my heavens. And I like the shade of green because it's more grungy. I don't like when the greens turn up too blue. So I don't think this is typically like a color story that I would normally get, but when I saw that that shade of green was a little bit more foresty and less blue leaning, I was like, okay, this is a palette that would work for me. Just delicious, you guys. Oh my gosh. We just get sparkly for 40 minutes straight is basically what we do in these videos. I just absolutely love doing these haul videos on indie shadows because I'm such a swatcher. I don't even think I can touch a palette or a shade without like swatching it first. Even when I'm doing it for myself, I'm over here like swatching it on my hand, like staring at the shade before I put an eye look together. Anyway, all right, this one, Krypt Cosmetics. I picked this up so long ago now when it was new. So like the earlier part of 2024, it's probably been a year, and they've just restocked this. I saw them post. But I hated the formulas of the palettes that I tried last year. And I don't mean I disliked them. I genuinely mean I hated them. Some of my shades were literally falling out onto the floor, into the trash can, like water, like sand. Pick something very liquidy, and that's what those freaking shimmers were doing, just falling apart. But then I went back to this palette and I looked at it. By the way, it's Stained Glass is the palette. And I was like, maybe these shimmers are different than the other ones because they don't look as sandy. They don't look like the same texture. And I like me a grungy color story, so I know why I was drawn to this. And at the time, I was picking up a bunch of stuff from Krypt Cosmetics without having tested the formula yet. Don't do that, folks. Don't do that. If you're trying a brand, pick one palette and then go back if you like it. Don't do what I did like with Clarity and Notoriously Morbid. I don't think those are my preferred formulas, but I must swatch this, you guys. I need to know if this is the same weird sandy texture. Okay, so far, maybe a little bit. You see these two? These two shimmers? It seems sandy to me, like sand. Oh, it is kind of sandy. Okay, it's a little patchy though. Do you see that? Like you can see that red base, but it's a little bit patchy on top. Like it didn't rub in great. And that's what I mean. It's like sandy. It's weird. We're gonna swatch this whole thing. Oh, that looked brown, but this has a ruddy base. That's more of a maroon shade. See why I like swatching things? That doesn't look maroon at all in the pan. And then that one actually feels a lot better than the one above it. Even though it didn't blend in perfectly, it's not crumbling. So there's hope. There's still 2 shimmers to go though, you know? This could go sideways. All right, this next one is what appears to be a duochrome, maybe a multi-chrome. We're gonna swatch the whole thing. We must. Shit, that one feels sandy. It's not good. Look at this. There's like a chunk left over on my finger. Maybe this formula is different. Nope. Wow. Sand. It's like sand. It's not light reflecting. It crumbles, but it's not as bad as the other palettes. I don't even know if it's apparent how sand-like this is. I wonder if I can show you up close, if you can kind of get an idea of like what I'm talking about here. All right, it's Tinted Love. This one is so less powdery or sandy, I guess, than the other ones that I've tried, but it has that kind of consistency. It's not like light reflecting. It's like a really loosely pressed kind of satin shade. I don't know if this is gonna perform that way, but I'm definitely gonna want to test it. The shimmer formula, I feel like they still need to perfect. I'm not gonna lie. And it may be a preference thing. They may have done it intentionally. I don't know. From the other ones that I've tried, I just don't think that they're that good. But we'll see. We're gonna test this one shortly. So if you guys aren't currently subscribed and you're interested in seeing me test all of these palettes, hit that subscribe button or check the Eyeshadow a Day playlist. I think I'm just calling it Palette a Day. I don't know if I've changed it just yet, but I've updated it to Eyeshadow Palette a Day. Of course, that blue, green, teal shade thing is staining me. All right, so let's keep this show on the road. Dion Cosmetics, the Warlock of the Wood. This 12 pan came out with another one, and I think it's her 5th palette release. So the first one was like the Moth and the Moon, and then it came the Gloomy Garden, which I picked up and launched last year, and then just recently she launched this one and one other one, and then I guess this would be the 4th, and then the 5th was, oh my gosh, a mini of the Moth and the Moon, and it was an all shimmer palette. So I'm really excited to keep diving into Dion Cosmetics. I got this one because I preferred the color story more than the one other, sorry, 9 pan, I called it 12 pan, 9 pan that launched with it. I think it was just a little bit brighter, but this is a lovely cool tone color story. Oh, and this is like duo-toned. I don't know if you can see that like as much, but you can definitely see it in the mirror there, which is kind of cool, but I probably just throw these like together. I don't know if I'll separate them when I apply them, but I'll swatch them separately because they do come out pink and then one side is green. There's your pink, there's your multi-chrome green. All right, and then there's Cauldron, which is like this intensely sparkly shade, and then Hemlock is a smooth multi-chrome. I'm just guessing that these are like multi-chromes and like whatever they are because I'm not actually looking on the website. I think I'm getting better at guessing. I have a hard time telling between like a multi-chrome and then a duochrome, and then like a super intensely sparkly shade is usually easy to tell, but the duochrome and multi-chrome. Look at the blue from the last palette. Look at those. They're so good. Yum, 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 yum. So maybe you get like 4 shimmers out of a 3 pan. I don't know. All right, let's swatch some of these mattes. The mattes are always so good. I'm doing the 3 deeper ones on the right-hand side. So this like desaturated teal shade in Decay, the deep brown shade, and then the smoky gray shade. They don't swatch the greatest, but the Gloomy Garden matte formula performed so well. It's really the shimmers here. Shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. This brown and green makes total sense to make that the color of the multi-chrome for like this color in here and this color in here. And then the lighter shades on the other side just complement these tones. You have like a lighter blue, a lighter brown, and then a lighter gray. So to me, everything just makes sense. I love that the pans are magnetized. You can pull them out, move them around. If you want want to take them out. The packaging is always sturdy and beautiful, and I think Dion Cosmetics is becoming one of my favorite freaking brands. I'm just so thoroughly enjoying testing some of the newer brands that are coming out and loving them and talking about them on my channel. I'm not saying that the brands that have been around a while aren't good, but I love giving shout outs when I can to these new brands anytime I can. How about that? It's too early in the day to be drinking, but I usually get a little drink when I come up here to swatch these, but it's not even noon yet, so we're not doing that. It's on a Sunday. All right, let's go into this one. I received this in PR. I was actually able to pick this out from C Beauty Mall when they reached out to me and gave me a $300 gift card. And I hadn't heard of this brand before, Hoku, but I saw the palette and had to have it. Again, I cannot tell outside of that what the palette is called. Is it in here? No, I don't know what it is called at all. Of course, I will be linking all of these in the description box. So look at like the soft glam packaging. It's that velvet kind of case. But wait till you guys see the inside. It's like sultry. It's like ABH's sultry, is it not? Except with multi-chromes, because these two right here are multi-chromes. Can you see how they're like green and then copper? They're so cool. So we're swatching all of these shimmers for certain. All right, these are the first three. I'm interested to see how these come out, because this one, oh yes, decent base. Yes, pleased. And this one is interesting. This is like, I don't know, there's a lot of sparkles to this. Not a huge base, more sparkly, but it's so thin. And then this one is one of those sparkly browns with a really delicious base that you could wear as a single. Okay. The amount of wet wipes that these videos take is incredible, okay? You need a small budget for all these wet wipes. God, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle everywhere, everywhere. All right, last two shimmers. Oh, heavens. I mean, these are kind of chunky and a little bit piecey, so I don't know. When I say that, I mean that they're like not sticking together the greatest, like this one especially on this finger, but they seem to like blend in nicely, like once you break the pieces up. I don't know. I've never heard of this brand before. All of these, except the middle shade here, are kind of light shimmers, which is nice if you are somebody who really likes light shimmers and not mid-tone shimmers. And I would say this one, again, is one of those you could wear all on its own. So far, it's pretty nice. I do want to swatch some of these mattes, because usually with C Beauty, I find that the matte formula is a lot thinner than I hope, and it doesn't blend really well. Like, it dissipates a lot when you blend it out. So it packs nicely. It doesn't diffuse with other colors. All right, very neutral palette. Yeah, these feel pretty thin, but not powdery. Usually when I mean thin, the top layer just starts like falling apart on the shadow. So they didn't swipe the greatest. They're not like one swipe wonders or anything like that, but they didn't fall apart in the pan. There's no kickback happening, so that's really nice. I mean, it's just like your neutral wonder palette. So this could be a really good thing that I've got here. Never heard of the brand before, so I have no idea if it's good or how much else they have in stock. This just looks like the amped up version of the sultry palette. Oh my gosh, so many sparkles. All right, don't be upset with me, but I do have two new releases from Ensley Rain. I didn't pick up the third one. I don't know, you guys. I watched the drama 2 weeks ago. I guess it wasn't the drama. It was like the response to the liking a very anti-LGBTQ posting, and a lot of people were very upset about it. But prior to that, I don't think I've been a huge fan of Ensley Rain to begin with, because the way that they denied me for an affiliate code was like they blocked me from being able to like check my status or enter the site again in that way. They're just like, you've been blocked. It was so freaking weird. Like, you say no, you know? You send a letter and you're like, sorry, we can't add any new creators at this time, or sorry, you know, we'd love to come back when you're a little bit bigger. It was like, you've been blocked. Like, what the shit? Blows my mind. So I've made so many comments on my channel as a smaller creator saying that I was really upset at the way I was treated as someone who spends a ton of money in indie brands, you know? Someone who's a working woman who spends her own hard-earned money for this shit, who wants to team up. I'm not here to make a penny or turn a penny, and I'm not asking for free things, just a discount code to the viewers if I like a particular product, which I don't think hurts anybody, but denied. I was denied. Anyway, these also have these in here, and Ensley Rain was the second brand to actually send these with them. I think these are like more like plastic than the other ones, which is fine. I don't hate it. Here's the first one, Nutty by Nature. So anyway, when I said don't hate me, it's because I don't know where we're going with Ensley Rain. It's such a shame because I was like starting to really like the formula because I liked the Flutter palette from last year. But I don't know. I can't, you know? Like, we're here to promote good, not bad. So I don't know where this will be going. Anyway, I got these palettes before then and I didn't pick up the other one. There's a third smaller one that released when it came out because I was like, oh my gosh, let's take a beat. Let's take a beat. What's going on? What is going on? This will not swatch well at all. Those are the first three. This is freaking stunning. It is so freaking pretty. It's like a cross between like a blue, a green, and a purple. Hopefully that's like translating. The camera just does some funny shit sometimes. Like I'll be holding my hand up to it and then it's like the little box that it's focusing on is over here. Like, get a grip, camera, get a grip. But Secret Stash, yum, just yum. It's like this top row, good together. Bottom row, good together. There's Nutty Neighbor, Squirrely, and Nut Job is these next three. This multi-chrome right here is smooth, not like the other one that's at the top that's just much more chunky. I'm gonna say these two shades on the right aren't swatching the absolute greatest. And also, this looked brown in the pan and it comes out very green leaning. I think overall it's a cute 6-pan and this might create some really cool looks, but I don't know where we're going with Ensley Rain. That's just that on that, okay? But let me show you what I mean. Like, look how gray that looks and it comes out quite green. So now I can kind of see it, but I thought it was more gray initially. Kind of changes it a little bit. Like, it'll match with this shade that's very, very green a lot better. There goes my daughter, screaming her head off. You probably already heard her. All right, Happy Go Lucky was the other one. Can I just keep swatching on this hand? I think I'll try. I don't think we'll swatch all of these mattes this time. Let's do these two shimmers and then let's do like one matte and see how this matte performs. All right, here's the color story on that one. See, I can see eye looks in this. I mean, they come out with really good color stories. It's just a shame you have to be a dick if you don't turn out to be a nice person. Okay, there's those. This is translucent, so it's not my favorite. And this is not a duochrome. It's just a sparkly like pink shade, kind of peach shade too, which I have a million of. So I would say the Nutty by Nature is definitely more interesting, a color story, and more unique than this one in Happy Go Lucky. I just think this one's like lighter in general, but I thought this one was like more everyday and wearable. But maybe not. All right, let's go into a bigger palette. This one is from a brand that, I don't know where I got this. Maybe on Etsy. It's the Witchcraft palette from Spellbound Beauty. I'm feeling like I got this on Etsy. I don't know. But this is the only palette that I have from them, and it might have even been a new release and wound up on Makeup on Your Radar's page, and that's how I found it. Like, so far, it looks fabulous. Lots of shimmers in here though, right? This whole 9-pan section in the middle is all shimmers and it's only got 6 mattes. So it's a heavy shimmer palette, but they look like all different formulas, which is usually something that I say I love, which is just a lot of variety. The thing is with this, I hate when they're like sparkly outer corner shades. I could do without them, but I bet you the sparkles aren't even gonna show up. Man, there are so many different textures of the shimmers in here. Let me do 4 of these shimmers. So you've got one that's more chunky. This is thinner. This is chunky again, and this is translucent. So wow, that is so smooth. I thought that one was chunky, but it's like not. And that one is super soft, not very foily. Same thing with this, lots of oils in it. There's your translucent shade, which is actually kind of chunky. There's so much left over. Oh my gosh, I could swatch it again. So just ultimately like a lot of different formulas in here. Let's swatch some of these mattes because they look like they're very, very hard pressed. I want to pick up one that kind of looks satin and a deep purple and a green and then this brown with sparkles. Let's do these 4 shades here. Oh, a little bit powdery, but they're swatching pretty good. This one felt pretty hard pressed. There we go. And then that brown with sparkles I did on my pinky, so it definitely feels very hard pressed in the pan. That brown shade almost looks like I'm about to hard pan it. I don't know, hard to tell. Lots of different formulas in the shimmers. The mattes feel a little bit on the dry side, but it could be a good thing. They could be great for blending out. Tell me if you guys have tried this brand before. Tell me everything I don't know that I need to know. The palette feels so light. Like extremely light in comparison to some of the other ones of this size. So maybe there's not a ton of product in here, but I mean, it doesn't even need to be. It's a cool color story. One of the things I ended up loving last year was neutral palettes with pops of color. For whatever reason, they just seem to work. So heavy on the shimmer, and a lot of like pretty neutral shades with the exception of one green and one purple in here, but it still could be a banger, not gonna lie. Excited. All right, I think this was a new release or a new re-release in 2024 from Glaminatrix Cosmetics, the Barely Basic palette. Actually, I think it was a restock is what it was because I missed it the first time around. Glaminatrix, one of my favorite formulas ever. So good. The thing is with Glaminatrix, so good. It's just the shipping is always like out of control because it's from the UK, right? No, Australia. Dang it, Carrie. Australian brand. So good though. You've got your translucent duochrome or multi-chrome row, then these ones that have a little bit more pigment, and then rows of like neutrals. Like, could it get better? You know, if you're looking for like an all-in-one, I just need me a basic, but I love me a shimmer. You know, like a crazy shimmer. I like to do it up with the shimmers, but I need to make it neutral still. Hello, could we get any better than that? And could we get any better than Glaminatrix? No, we probably can't. There's the 4 translucent multi-chromes. Can you even see? It's like a purple, pink, to an orange, to a greenish blue, to a green is kind of what I see. All right, let's swatch these other shimmers. I don't have any doubt in my mind that Glaminatrix shimmers are delish. Look at that. Oh, stop it. Just stop right now. Stop right now. These are all like sparkly shades. My ring is twisted. Like they have a lot of sparkles to them. They're not flippy. They're just nice and sparkly. Maybe this one is the only duochrome, but I don't think the other 3 are. Just guessing. I like to guess. Let's do the 4 deepest mattes. Can I get all of those on my arm? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here you go. One of every color. Maroon. Stunning. God, Carrie, stop gasping. Brown, green, gray. I guess it's also kind of a brown. This one is warm brown and this one is cool brown. Hello. Look at the palette. Look at the palette. I love it. So excited for this. Oh my gosh, look at that mess. All right, the next one, let's go over Sugar Drizzle. So I've been wanting to try Sugar Drizzle for a while, but I couldn't find like a color story that I really enjoyed, and or a lot of their stuff was out of stock for a while because I don't know if they've had a new release in a minute. I don't think this is a new release. It's the Snow Bunny, but I think this was older. I cannot remember. Sometimes I buy things that I'm just like trying to find something from the brands that I love, but I'm not paying attention to much else. This looks fabulous. It's only 2 mattes. The rest is literally all shimmers. So, you know, you're gonna get the same like outer corner shade unless you use this as a companion palette. I have no idea what to expect. So I'm gonna swatch everything. I think we're getting a translucent. This one is a duochrome or a multi-chrome right here. And then your orange matte. Pretty, pretty. This one's really light though. I thought it was gonna be more intense. The orange seems good. I only really see like one shimmer that I would probably pair with the orange, which is this one down here that I could see myself pairing with the orange. But other than that, ooh, this formula is so different. Here's smooth and that's immensely chunky. Oh, that's so pretty. What would I use that with though? You know, as like a standalone? Okay, that's a sparkly topper. Not my favorite. I don't love those. I'll probably skip that shade entirely. It feels dry too. I don't like the way that that was feeling. I don't know how cohesive this color story is going to be for me in practicality, only having 2 mattes. And this one's on the lighter side, as you guys can see. And this is like a satin shimmer, which you could use as a matte. All right, now we need to swatch this middle shade because it's like one of those that are becoming popular that you kind of just like swipe across. Oh my gosh, I've never done like a perfect swipe like that yet on one of these shades. So can I just do that also? I did it, sort of. Look at that, isn't that cool? I mean, it'll never come out on my eye like that. And I missed swatching this little top shade because my finger wasn't fat enough or it didn't grab it enough, but it's pretty cool. I want to see what it looks like all swirled together. Would it be a shade that I like? Yeah, that's really pretty. I could have made it deeper. I just didn't dig in super hard. So there's some interesting things here. I thought we were gonna get a little bit more out of this palette. Some of these are kind of chunky and not my thing. And some of those shimmers are satins. And then one topper. So I guess I wasn't expecting that, but keep you posted. I will keep you posted. All right, this next one is a fairly new release from Artitude Cosmetics, which also became one of my favorite brands in 2024. This is the Metamorph palette. It's a pressed pigment palette, and I feel like they do a lot of multi-chromes. 16 gorgeous eyeshadows with 4 unique textures. So 2 gorgeous high definition foils, 3 soft duochromes with a subtle color shift, and 2 metallic multi-chromes with intense shifts. So they also have another release that came out after this one. No, two more. The Vintage and the something else. I can't remember. Didn't get those ones. I might pick up one of those. Right now I only have this one and then the Obsession palette. So I loved the Obsession palette. I'm gonna swatch like 4. Should I just watch all the freaking shimmers? Oh my gosh, you guys. This one's like wet and chunky, but look at the, ooh, Artitude, stop right now. Just stop it. You know, after swatching Sugar Drizzle and then going into Artitude Cosmetics, I just feel like it's not fair. Sorry, Sugar Drizzle. Sorry. Swatch these last 3. You might as well. Oh my gosh. I get different textures every time, but then the quality of everything is good for what it is. Do you feel me? Do you feel me on this? All right, let's swatch some of these really pretty looking mattes here. Ooh, that one feels a little hard. Let's just swatch 3 of the mattes. Dark purple, mauvey pink, and then a brown shade. I mean, what can you say about it? They're not single swipe goldness. Coldness. Single swipe, whatever. Fabulousness, okay? I don't know what I was going for there. I'm literally spacing on whatever word I was trying to use. But I think that they blend really well. They pack well, they blend well. They're not really thin shades. They're just not single swipe warriors, basically. But the color story on this is really good because I think you've got a lot of things that complement blue shades, a lot of things that complement the purple tones in here. And then what I would consider more neutral tones is the brown, the pink, and this dewy shade. Is that what it's called? No, dew, which is a little bit more neutral and wearable. So I feel like this is a palette that goes light and dark in every area, like light purple, dark purple, lighter green, kind of darker green, a lighter blue and a darker blue. So I think that you have 2 tones of each shade in here, and then you can pair the pink with the brown, but you also have like a lighter pink and a darker pink too. So I don't think that these things just stand out on their own. I really do think that you can blend shades in. A lot of good transitioning can happen with these. Very excited to get this on the eyes. Oh, and by the way, look at this packaging. Phew! And I love the outer packaging is different, and then you can kind of like see through the cutouts and all of their stuff. It was like that with the Obsession palette too. I think it's just kind of a nice touch, but then you kind of got to keep the sleeve. So if you don't like that, it doesn't work. All right, this one is the Nude Trolls from Cosmic Brushes, a newer release. I got it with the Cool Trolls when it came out, but it was several months ago. I think I have swatched a couple of these shades, but I haven't swatched all of them, and I think I was just like kind of standing there seeing if they were any good. I don't know if I've swatched these on camera for you guys. I don't think I had these the last time I did a haul video, but you know what? We're doing it again anyway because I can't freaking remember. So let's grab these 4. Sometimes I don't love their formulation. Now I will say the Muse palette seemed a little bit dry in the shimmers, but then when I did the Cool Trolls, it was so much better. It performed a lot better than the Muse palette in my personal opinion, and I don't know what that is. I'm testing the Muse palette again to just see if maybe I can change my mind about it, but so far I haven't. Anyway, I'm swatching all of the shimmers because I want to see what's going on here, because that's where I was having trouble with the Muse palette, was just that some of them are on the dry side. I think this is good. There are varieties. There's a duochrome at least. This looks like a multi-chrome here, like a sparkly shade here, flatter, super light reflecting. This one's just kind of sparkly, and so is that one there. Hopefully you guys could see all of that. This is a primarily like brown color story, but there's like some things in here that I would consider like green, and then maroon, and like pinker, and then a black. See, like a green, a maroon. Ooh, these don't always swatch the greatest, but the Cool Trolls performed really well. I mean, I'm excited for this. It didn't stop me from picking these 2 palettes up, so there's that at least, but I'm still trying to decide how I feel about Cosmic Brushes. The Cool Trolls palette I didn't feature in today's video because I used it for the first time last night filming my eyeshadow palette a day video, and I swatched the whole thing, so I wasn't gonna swatch it again, whereas I don't think I swatched this one. But again, I still feel like I'm trying to wrap my mind around this formulation when it comes to both mattes and shimmers, and it's not always like that. Often it doesn't take me so long to get my mind wrapped around a formula. Usually after like the second time I use it, I'm pretty convinced either way, and Cosmic Brushes just has me feeling a certain type of way. All right, there is only one left, and I want to say that this was a fairly new release, and it's the 2nd or 3rd palette I have from this brand. Ladybug Glow. It's the Magical Creation. This one looks very similar to the Krypt Cosmetics, where it's a 6 pan, 2 mattes and 3 shimmers. But this also feels like super light, and it's kind of like a weird carton packaging. But anyway, let's swatch all of these too. I have these other palettes from Ladybug, but I haven't tried a single one of them. Ooh, I like that. Although it was nice and powdery. I like that too. I like those. And one in the corner here is so intensely sparkly. This is another situation where I picked up a new release from a brand that I haven't tried the formula yet, just because I liked the color stories. All right, this brown isn't picking up the best, but look at that one. Delish. I love me a sparkly, super light reflecting shade. Anyway, that was the last of them, you guys, all 13 palettes. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and just enjoyed hanging out with me and all of my gasping and all of the pretty sparkly shades that we swatched. If you guys aren't currently subscribed, you know what I say. I hope you do, so you can stick around, and I can catch y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.